Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. I am Dipesh, and you are watching Solve with Sir Dipesh. So, as you all know that as per CBSE's new update, you all are going to have your term 1 exam in the month of November, December, and which will be fully based on MCQs, multiple choice questions, where you'll be given one questions and also you'll be given 4 options, out of which you have to choose any one which will be your correct answer. And likewise CBSE, I feel like our state board TBSE and some other state boards are also going to do the same. They are going to take your exams on MCQ basis. But the problem is that our books, especially TBSE reference books, are not designed for MCQs. You may get MCQs in your reference books, but the problem is that they are very less in number. So in this channel you are going to have all the important MCQs from all the chapters from the entire syllabus of your class 10 CBSE class 10 English. So without further delay, let's start the video. So in this video today we are going to discuss all the important MCQs from the CBSE class 10th first poem, that is Dust of Snow. So let's have a look at the question number 1. The first question is, the poem Dust of Snow is written by. Now here are the options: Sylvia Plath, number 2 Robert Frost, number 3 Rabindranath Tagore, and number 4 is William Wordsworth. And I think all of you know the answer. The answer is Robert Frost. Now question number 2. The crow shook down on the poet. Now what did the crow shook down on the poet? Number 1 rainwater, number 2 dust of snow, number 3 dust of tree, and the last one is tree leaves. And the answer is dust of snow. Then number 3, the crow sat on. Now where did the crow sit? Number 1 a pine tree, number 2 an oak tree, number 3 a hemlock tree, number 4 none of these. And the answer is a hemlock tree. Now number 4, what was the mood of the poet in the beginning of the poem? Now when the poem started, that time what was the mood of the poet? Was he in happy mood? Was he in sad mood? Was he in a confused mood, or he was in a joyful mood? And the answer is he was in sad mood. Now question number 5, the crow and the hemlock tree symbolize. Now what did the crow and the hemlock symbolize? Number 1, do they symbolize happiness? Do they symbolize celebration? Number 3 death, and number 4 is sorrow. And the correct answer is sorrow. Both the crow and the hemlock tree, they symbolize sorrow. Number 6, what does dust of snow represent? Number 1 cool weather, number 2 particles of snow, number 3 healing power of nature, and the last one is none of the above. Now most of you may think the meaning of dust of snow is small particles of snow, and it is also correct. But the question is not asking about the meaning of dust of snow, it is asking what is the inner meaning. Means by the word dust of snow, what does the poet wants us to clear? So here the answer is healing power of nature. Because when the poem started, the poet was in a depressive mood. He was in a sad mood. But due to the falling of dust of snow, the poet's moods get changed. He was in sad, but after that incident, he became happy. So the correct option will be healing power of nature. Now number 7, what has changed the poet's mood? Number 1 the crow, number 2 falling of dust of snow, number 3 the hemlock tree, and the last one is the rain. Now what changed the poet's mood? The answer is the falling of dust of snow. So here is the answer, option number 2. Now question number 8, who shook down the hemlock tree? And the options are number 1 crow, number 2 parrot, number 3 myna, and number 4 is cuckoo. Now the correct answer is crow, because in this poem we get only the single name of a bird, that is crow. We did not get parrot, we did not get myna, we did not get cuckoo. So it is the correct answer. Number 9. Under which tree was the poet standing? And here are the options. Number 1 is pine, number 2 hemlock, number 3 oak, number 4 is maple. And the correct option is hemlock. Now let's begin with question number 10. What was saved for the poet? Now number 1 is winter, number 2 some part of the day, number 3 snow, and number 4 is crow. And the correct option is number 2, that is some part of the day. In the poem, the poet mentioned that by the incident he saved some part of his day. Now question number 11. In what mood was the poet earlier? Number 1 happy, number 2 sad, number 3 pleasant, and number 4 is good. Now we all know that at the beginning of the poem the poet was in a sad mood. So the answer will be number 2, sad mood. Now number 12. What was the effect of the fall of the dust of snow on the poet? And here are the options. Number 1 changed his path. Number 2 changed his life. Number 3 changed his mood, and number 4 changed the weather. And the correct option is changed his mood. Number 13. Which tree did the crow shake? And the options are number 1 hemlock, number 2 mango, number 3 oak, number 4 maple. And the correct option is number 1, that is hemlock. Number 14. The poet says, of the day I had rued. What is the meaning of rued? Now you have to say what is the meaning of the word rued. And options are number 1 ruled, number 2 held in regret, number 3 ruined, number 4 conquered. And the correct option is number 2 held in regret. Now question number 15. Why does the poet call it dust of snow? Number 1 they came over him like dust. Number 2 snow particles were too tiny. Number 3 they felt like dust, and number 4 they looked like dust. The question is asking like that, why did the poet call the falling of snow as dust of snow? And the correct option is number 2, snow particles are too tiny, because they are too much small. That's why the poet compared the snowfall with dust. Now number 16. What are the 2 negative creatures that Frost used as carriers of positivity? And the options are snow and dust, number 2 hemlock tree and snow, number 3 hemlock tree and crow, and number 4 snow and crow. And the correct option is hemlock tree and crow. 17. What did Robert Frost mention in his poem Dust of Snow? Now options are jungle and tree, number 2 rain and rivers, number 3 a crow and hemlock tree, and the last one is a tiger and the zoo. And the correct option is number 3, which is a crow and hemlock tree. Now question number 18. What did the crow signify in the poem Dust of Snow? And the options are number 1 happiness of mind, number 2 hunger for freedom, number 3 depressive and sorrowful mood, and the last one is none of these. And the correct option is number 3 depressive and sorrowful mood. Now number 19. The poet describes the hemlock tree as a. How did the poet describe the hemlock tree? Number 1 as a poisonous tree, as a small tree, as a long tree, as a fruitless tree. And I think all of you know the answer. The answer is a poisonous tree, because hemlock tree is a poisonous tree. Now number 20. How did the crow change poet's mood? Number 1 by flying into the sky, number 2 by shaking down the dust of snow on him, and number 3 by crying, and the last one is none of this. And the correct option, I think all of you know, the answer is number 2 by shaking down the dust of snow on him. Now number 21, which is the last question from this chapter. Whose part of the day has been saved? So the options are number 1, the players, number 2, the poets, number 3, the crows, and the last one is number 4, the hunters. And the correct option is number 2, the poets. The poet said his day has been saved. So thank you everyone for watching the video, and if you find the video helpful, then please do subscribe the channel and also hit the like button.